Chad,
Yep.
who lost our mystery box that we had painstakingly created. Wait, hold on. 1989 was 37
I know, isn't that a
years
slap in the face?
Rangers. So good going. Couldn't care less about the 5 y'all blowing. All right, go ahead. He knows every word. It's so weird.
3 times a day in this house, I walk into rooms and go like, why did I come in here?
Yep. Yeah. It's happy hour somewhere, so welcome to Drinking Dusties, where we get to pop the cap on some really awesome historic bottles, and then try them out and let you know whether they were, worth seeking out on your own or whether you should leave them stuck in the sands of time. I'm Charles Cox.
I'm Steve Russell.
And we are your guides on this journey.
Yep.
We've had some really awesome bottles, and we may have another awesome bottle today. We don't
find
know.
out.
We haven't tried it yet.
We'll find out together. That's what we do here.
Yeah, exactly.
But tell them what they should do first.
They should definitely subscribe. Please click subscribe. It is free. Doesn't cost you a cent. But if you subscribe, it really helps us out, so we can eventually monetize this channel and get money back for all of these bourbons that we buy.
Mash it, as the kids say.
Mash. The kids do like to say that. Mash that bill.
Yeah.
And also, please support us on Patreon.
If they do.
Yeah, because Patreon, you throw some money our way. We will pick out people at random every week to send them a bottle from this episode.
That we take from the bottles that we taste right here.
Every bottle we taste, we send a sample to...
completely legal.
But it's bribery. It's pure bribery.
Absolutely.
That's what's popular in our country nowadays.
So let's get to today's.
Yeah. So today we are going to, but there's no mystery box. I should point out, thanks to Chad, who lost our mystery box that we had painstakingly created for every episode. Chad, thank you so much.
Chad is on what I would call thin ice.
Chad's our intern.
All right, I'm going to grab it.
No, but keep filming. Don't hit stop on the record, Chad, please. Thank you. Okay.
We have
What is
today a bottle of Kentucky Colonel.
Wow. Which you've heard of from
nowhere.
Never.
Never.
Kentucky Colonel is not a known brand.
Right. This is 1989 bottle of Kentucky Colonel. It is a 80 proof, or I'm going to go and tell you it's an Italian export bottle, so it's gradi 40 degree.
So I was not drinking a lot of whiskey in 1989 because I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
But I've never seen this before.
Yeah. There's a reason for that, and I'll get into that. Or at least my theory on it. Honestly, there's just not a lot to know about this bottle. I'll go ahead and admit that out front, but I've done a little bit of research, and I'm going to try to piece together enough pieces of the puzzle that we can see the picture.
Okay. Well, we should mention that Kentucky Colonel is a proper title.
Yeah, it's like an honorary Kentucky thing of people who I think have usually attained business success in some degree of
like
wealth.
Colonel Sanders.
Yes, and so you are, usually into a bit of a society known as the Kentucky Colonels.
Yeah,
so
it depends on how many horses you own.
Right. And what's really amusing to me on this bottle, and so by the way, so we, I think the age of it is about right. It does have a glass molding that puts it at 89, and then the fact that it has a UPC code, but not a government, warning thing, puts it right in that era.
And no web address.
Right.
So you know it's
not right. Good point. Good point. It also, for some reason, says julep style.
Is it any bourbon julep style? Yeah. I mean, julep is bourbon, a little bit of powdered sugar, water, and mint.
But it is straight bourbon whiskey. When I first saw the julep style thing on it, I thought it might mean it was some kind of premix thing or something. But
it got sugar
but it does say Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Right. This whiskey is 4 years old and distilled in Kentucky.
So the fact that it says straight, means it has to be at least 2 years old.
Right.
But if it's less than 4, it has to specify its age.
Yeah.
This actually says it's 4, but straight whiskey means it can't have any additives in it.
So Charles, ask me who distills Kentucky Colonel.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, who distills Kentucky Colonel, Steve?
Not a freaking clue.
Okay.
I guess I do have a clue.
It really doesn't say anything.
No, it was a lot of Italian stuff. Okay. It says Frankfurt, right? It doesn't say a distillery, but it has a lot of, prodotto, product of, whatever.
But stop there for a second. The fact that it says Frankfurt, because immediately when I see one of these labels, I think, oh, that's probably Heaven Hill. But it's not.
Right. Exactly. It's not one of those that has like the name of the bottle as the distillery.
Right.
This does say, Stablimento di Frankfort, Kentucky. Now, you want to get really weird, though? It also says Overholt and Company.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Overholt at this time, this was 89, you said?
89.
So in 1987, Jim Beam bought Overholt along with other brands from National Distillers.
Right.
So that could mean it's Beam.
So when I first started trying to look into this, the only thing I could find on it at all was from a menu of the bourbon selections, the Dusty selections at Neat Bottle Bar in Louisville.
Which is, if you're ever in Louisville, amazing bar.
Absolutely.
Go over drink there. Yeah.
And they had this listed, and they divide their menu by distillers, and they had this as a National Distillers bottle.
Interesting.
Along with some of the others.
But it's 89, and National Distillers was sold to Beam in 87.
Right.
But I guess it could have been distilled at National Distillers and then was just handed over in the sale.
So Frankfurt Frankfurt's on it, which also is. Not only does it say Overholt, but it says, Stablemento de Frankfurt, Kentucky.
Okay.
So that usually either means it's going to be Buffalo Trace, which then was Ancient Age, or sometimes in that era, it is National Distillers would put Frankfurt on their bottles in that era.
Okay.
Because they were, bottling or whatever. Okay. And then, but you're right. In 1987, it was.
It could be Shenley.
In 1987, National Distillers was acquired by Jimmy. But then again, this is 4-year-old juice at least.
Right. So
it could be National
crossed over that
Distillers. Right. Okay. Now, and again, but so the best I've ever told, you're not going to find. This is one of those bottles, by the way, that I got off of an Italian, Rome-based auction site.
But we should pause for a second, because there are great bourbon nerds out there who are amazing at doing research beyond what we are. Tell us if you know more about this. Please jump in the comments, send us a note. Let us know if you've researched this or if you can research it for us, because we're butting our heads against the wall.
Yeah, a little bit. So the pieces come together, and it's best. The funny thing about this one is, as best I can tell, it was never sold in the United States. I've never seen a bottle of this that did. There's not that many bottles out there, but if you find them pictures of them online, it's always the Italian,
Interesting
thing on it. So I don't think this ever, unlike a lot of things like Anderson Club. Or even Old Granddad, sometimes that had Italian export bottles. I don't think this ever existed on shelves in the United States.
It's important for us to register that Italy, like Germany and especially Japan, those were the 3 main countries keeping the entire bourbon industry alive during the depths of the bourbon globe.
But as we pointed out before, unlike some of those other ones, Italy didn't seem to be as intense about wanting super aged stuff. And
Japan was. Japan really wanted the old stuff.
So that's why this is an 80 proof bottle.
Right.
And
I've noticed with all these Italian bottles, like, it appears that Italy like to buy the bourbon, but not necessarily drink it, because the bottle still exists.
Right. I think that maybe a lot went over there. But anyway, so again, it's in that. This theoretically could be in that same zone that produced old Granddad and old Taylor bottles, and and Old Crow. Oh, this is a little later. This is 89. So, but 89 bottles of 89 bottles of Old Granddad are still National Distillers. It's right. A lot of times
it's because it was distilled there before.
Yeah, it's right there on the edge.
Now I do notice your tack strip is broken on one side, but it's still intact.
Right, and of course you have 2 strips because this was an export bottle. So a lot of times you get that 2 strips. So yeah, this one is broken. This side is not. So I'm pretty confident. By the way, who is freaking going to counterfeit a bottle of Kentucky Colonel? Yeah,
fair point.
Yeah,
fair point.
I got this, by the way. This was the 3rd bottle I bought of 3 I bought from those Italian, the Rome-based
same auction.
Yeah, same.
Where you bought the Davies County.
Right, exactly. This is the one I honestly bought just because I wanted to buy a 3rd bottle so that the shipping would be reasonably priced.
How much was this one?
About $50.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all. Shipping included?
Shipping included on that one.
Shipping included from Europe
on this
to
one.
here.
Yes.
Oh, but you got it before the tariffs.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Yes.
Okay.
So anyway, so let's go ahead and crack it.
Yep.
Oh, it's time to
drink that Dusty. There's no going back now.
No going back now.
All right.
All right.
Give
a sniff. And let's go ahead and give it a pour.
We'll see. Big healthy pour for you, Steve.
Yeah, thank you.
A little pour for me. I'll have more. I'll suffer with you.
There's not much to smell there.
What I did smell was not pleasant.
I don't find it pleasant. I just don't find much. I mean, again, it's 80 proof, so you're not going to get knocked in the face with it.
Right.
Whatever
Swirl.
While we let it breathe, I will go ahead and give some notes.
Talk about the legs, the most pointless observation of any whiskey.
Legs are a sign of viscosity, which is a facet of whiskey enjoyment. Charles.
You can't even say the word viscosity.
I can't. I really can't, actually. Anyway, so 1989. Let's talk about what's going on 37 years ago. Okay. So
wait, hold on. 1989 was 37
I know, isn't that
years
a slap in the face?
Oh, my God.
Isn't that a slap in the face right there?
We're so old.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. World events in 1989.
Okay.
The Exxon Valdez runs aground and creates an oil disaster in Alaska.
Horrible for Alaska.
Terrible.
Yeah.
A massive earthquake hits the San Francisco area. Remember that?
Oh,
89?
God, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Collapsing elevated freeways and postponing Game 3 of the World Series between local teams and the Oakland A's and the San Francisco Giants. How weird is that the earthquake happens where both the teams playing the World Series were playing? That's
and
so weird.
You can watch that video. You can find that video on and see the broadcast. The camera.
Absolutely.
So,
So that was a big one.
Mm-hmm.
The Dalai Lama wins the Nobel Peace Prize. The Chinese government fires upon peaceful protesters in Tiananmen Square.
I didn't realize that happened the same year because they hate the Dalai Lama.
Right,
and,
exactly.
The fact that he won the Peace Prize that same year. Wow.
But on the other flip that over.
Wait, let's have a moment to that man who stood in front of the tanks.
Oh, absolutely.
Famous photo.
Absolutely.
Right.
And not only that, but German citizens tear down the Berlin Wall in 1989.
That's a big year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big year. Yep.
Movies.
Okay.
Indiana Jones and the Lost Crusade. Rain Man, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids were all top 10 grossers.
And wasn't that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids the last? Oh, I guess was the sequels of that were the last movies that Rick Moranis was actually in on screen. He's done voice acting since then, but
I've heard he's going to do the new Spaceballs
and the new They're doing a sequel to Strange Brew too.
It's weird. He passed on doing Ghostbusters, and he's like, "Oh, Spaceballs, I'm in."
We love you, Rick.
We love you, Rick.
You make your own damn decisions, buddy. That's awesome.
So
Strange Brew, I'm looking forward to.
So those were all top 10 grossers.
Right.
While if you went to the movies in the summer, you may have had to choose between Do the Right Thing and the year's biggest flick.
Do the Right Thing was a summer flick?
Yeah, in the summer.
Okay. Great movie.
But Tim Burton's Batman came out that year with the Bat Dance. Prince doing the Bat Dance. So the first Batman modern, of what that is now came out then. TV.
Okay.
Dynasty had its finale. While both Baywatch and Seinfeld premiered.
Really? Yeah. They premiered the same year?
I get those mixed up, though. Yeah, so, anyway.
You never get enough Hasselhoff.
Music. Not a great year, as Poison, Paula Abdul, and Milli Vanilli are at the top of the charts.
That is sad. I just want to point out that Living Color was really big one, too.
And then again, if you like party vibes hip-hop, you can sing along to Young MC's Bust a Move and Tone Loc's Funky Cole Medina.
I believe I've sung along to both of those songs while we've been on road trips together.
He knows every word. It's so weird. Anyway.
I could do it right. You want me to do it right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah. Nobody wants to hear that.
And finishing up with sports, Texas Rangers.
So good going. Couldn't care less about the 5-year blowing. All right, go ahead.
Finishing up with sports.
Yeah.
Texas Rangers pitcher Nolan Ryan becomes the first major leaguer to notch 5,000 strikeouts.
Maybe my favorite sports moment of all time is him and beating the crap out of Robin Ventura.
While Pete Rose, the same year, gets a lifetime ban for betting on baseball.
All right.
In Super Bowl 23, Joe Montana leads the 49ers in a last-minute drive to defeat the Bengals.
Bengals. The Bengals.
The Bengals.
The poor Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
But that was a great game. I was a big 49ers fan back then.
Okay. Great. Now, do you want to sing more of Bust a Move, or do you think we ought to go ahead and taste this? 4-year-old.
I'm tempted to sing. But
4-year-old Eddie Proof.
It's now that we've let it breathe.
Yeah.
We should point this out. You open a bottle, let it breathe for a bit. Pour it in a glass, let it breathe. Because the first flavor out of, especially a brand new bottle, is not going to be the best. So it smells better now.
I'm going to hit it.
As offensive. This tastes like filler bourbon. Yeah. This is not great. It's not bad. It's not offensive, but it's just, this is stuff that they just needed to get out the door to make some money.
If we're working our choices down to National Distillers or possibly Beam.
It doesn't have the Beam nuttiness.
No.
But it also doesn't have the great, robust caramel flavors that you get from some of the earlier National Distillers.
So it could be some off lot of both of those, or either one of those, or it could have been, whoever actually put this bottle out sourced it from who knows where, because we know that was going on.
Yeah, but it's not. There's nothing off about it.
Nothing off about it.
It's diluted. It's like
it's 80 proof, so it's not going to. It's 80
lot.
proof, so it's it's thin.
So this could have been something they just watered it down way too much to hit that 80 proof mark to get fill as many bottles as possible. But
it's not offensive in any way.
No,
and it's got a couple of notes I like. It's actually got a little bit of oak in it.
Yeah, I get a little bit of that. I get the oak tannins on the back end are nice. They're a little bit astringent, but it's a nice balance.
All I'm getting is just the most standard bourbon menu possible. There's vanilla,
Caramel,
there's
vanilla,
oak.
a little cinnamon, oak.
Yeah. So
That's all there is to it.
I mean, possibly a 80 proof Italian expert bottle shouldn't be expected to have a whole lot more. But
well, sometimes you find an amazing gem, right?
Right. Like, then again, I may let this breathe for a few months and it may be fantastic.
Oh, like your birthday bottle.
Like my birthday bottle of Old Granddad. Who knows? But unlike that was bottled I actually didn't like at the beginning. So I don't dislike this. It's just nothing going to jump out.
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah. I don't know that a lot can be added.
Right.
When there's not much there, right? So that we're not going to discover new things in it.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. That's probably a good point.
Why do you think it's called julep style?
I don't have a clue, unless, like, for some reason, the maybe there was a brief trend in Italy in 1989 of Southern cocktails.
I just wonder, you think of a mint julep, it's all bourbon, right? There's a little bit of sugar, a little bit of water, a little bit of mint, but it's really, so you want a good bourbon, but you also don't want a strong bourbon because that'll overpower everything else. So maybe they mean like, oh, it's julep style because it's really mild and it's going to go down easy.
It's good a theory as any, and about as good as my various theories about this bottle and what its provenance might be. And again, any of y'all know better, please let us know.
Yeah. Who do you think this Kentucky Colonel is on the front? It kind of looks like
he's anybody.
Looks like George Armstrong Custer.
It does look like Custer,
which is from Kentucky.
No, it does look like Custer though. Absolutely looks like Custer.
Distilled in Kentucky.
Yep.
Frankfurt.
It is a Kentucky straight bourbon.
Distilled by Overholt and Company. So you think it's got to be National Distillers right before they sold to, and maybe that's it. Like it was everything was falling apart.
Right.
And they were selling off the pieces, and it's like, we've got this extra stuff.
Right.
Dilute it with water till the bare minimum that we
Right.
can still call it bourbon.
Right. All right. Thanks for taking the trip with us on this one.
It was an adventure.
Yeah.
Reminder to all of you, please subscribe. Not every bottle is a winner. Some of them blow our minds.
Yeah.
Some of them are, not awful, but still, not something I would recommend. I mean,
so this is what I expected it to be.
Okay. So you knew, but because you got this, it was the other bottles you were going after. This was just to give you 3 for the shipping.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have been nice if this was like a super surprise, but this is about what I expected out of a bottle of Kentucky Colonel from 1989.
Gradi 40%.
Exactly.
Or 40 degrees.
40,
so that's
however they put it.
80 proof, 40% alcohol, julep style, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Let me say this.
From Frankfurt.
I'm going to finish this.
Yeah.
So
you're going to have to finish this, except for what we put in a bottle to send to one of our Patreon supporters.
Such a great segue.
Yeah, exactly. Support us on Patreon, please, because we will send you. We send samples of every bottle we taste to our Patreon supporters. So you could be the lucky one this week that gets this one.
Yep. Mash subscribe.
Please do. It's free. Doesn't cost you a thing.
Until next time, keep it dusty.
Keep it dusty.
Cheers.
Skull. Kentucky Colonel.
Kentucky Colonel.